Alrighty. Good evening to all pro wrestling fans of all shapes and sizes from all around the world. Welcome to another live pro wrestling talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. It is currently Wednesday, July 16th of 2025. Hope everybody's been having a good week so far. I know we're in the middle of the week. Thursday's almost here, but hope everybody's doing well. Wanted to get on here, talk about a couple of things. Got a handful of previews. So, two shows I want to preview for tonight's episode. I want to preview the upcoming Sendai Girls show that'll be at Corcoran Hall called SENJO The New Era. And it has quite a nice card to it, including 2 championship matches and a hardcore match on that card. So definitely looking forward to that. And since the full card is now out, I'm going to preview Stardom Sapporo Rendezvous 2025 as well. Pretty stacked card. Got a few title matches on that card as well. And then I'm gonna shift my focus to doing one last preview for the G1 Climax 35 with a focus on the opening matchups. So going to talk about the opening matchups there. And then I'm going to finish off with my overall preview of the Marigold Dream Star Grand Prix 2025, which now has the blocks set. So I'm going to go over the blocks and also talk some about the opening matchups for that tournament. So, got a whole lot to look forward to. Pro wrestling tournament season, I tell you, it's crazy, it's insane, it's wild, it's action-packed, it's a lot of content. So, definitely quite a lot to look forward to, for sure. Also, I don't remember if I mentioned this, so I'll go ahead and mention it again. But the Catch the Wave 2025 finalists are set. It's going to come down to one last triple threat match. Your finalists are Kohaku, Haruka Umesaki, and Stardom's own Rena Yagami. So Rena Yagami, big opportunity for her to win the Catch the Wave tournament. She's made it all the way to the finals. Remember, last year she finished second, I believe, in the young block. So that's a pretty big improvement for the young rookie Rana Yagami of God's Eye. And now she has a chance to not only win this year's Catch the Wave tournament, get 1,000,000 yen. I believe it's still 1,000,000 yen. But she will then earn a shot at the Regina de Wave Championship currently held by the Phoenix Queen, Sayaka. So, we'll see how it goes. As a matter of fact, that the finals of that tournament, I believe, is coming up, I want to say next week. As a matter of fact, let me actually take a look to make sure I have the date correctly. So it will be on July 21st, so on Monday. So on Monday, it's the Catch the Wave finals. It'll be at Corcoran Hall. So it's actually going to be the same day as Stardom Sapporo Rendezvous 2025. So we know where Rana Yagami will be for that day. So yeah. So best of luck to Rana Yagami. I mean, it's going to be tough going up against Kohaku and Haruka Umesaki. It's going to be tough. Haruka Umesaki, if I remember correctly, was in the finals or semifinals last year, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. Kohaku's a well-known name in Pro Wrestling Wave as well. So, it's going to be tough. But you never know. Maybe Randy Yagami can pull it off. Would be cool. Would be really cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into some show previews. So, first up, we have Senjo, the New Era, an upcoming Sendai Girls show that will take place on July 19th. That's on a Saturday, and it will be at Corcoran Hall. So, nice little Corcoran Hall show that we have. And it's got a decent lineup. Got a decent lineup of matches. We got 6 total, with 2 of them being championship matches. But let's go ahead and jump into the preview. Got my graphics ready. Let's do it. First up. Alrighty, first up, we have a singles match. We have from Stardom, Sayaka Kurara of Cosmic Angels, and she'll be taking on Manami. I like this matchup. Excuse me. I like this matchup. Yeah. Of course, Sayaka Kurara, has been having a pretty decent year so far. Of course, she won this year's Cinderella tournament. And it wasn't too long ago that she had challenged for the World of Stardom Championship. She came up short, but still. And Manami, wah! I could see this one going either way. And I know Manami has home field advantage, considering she's part of the Sendai Girls roster. But you know what? A part of me can see Sayaka Kurara win this match. So that's what I'm going with. I'm actually going to go with Sayaka Kurara to win this match. But it should be good. I love the matchup. I definitely love the matchup. Both of these ladies are awesome. I think it should be good. I think it should be really good. But I'm going with Sayaka Kurara to pick up the victory. Alrighty. Let's go to our next matchup. Alright. Check out this next matchup. Alrighty. We have trios action on this card. Team number 1, we got Unagi Sayaka, Chi-Chi, and Ryo Mizunami. And they'll be taking on the trio of Lady Destroyer, Hiroyo Matsumoto, Zonas, who won the inaugural Evolution Pro Women's Strong Championship. Congrats to her. And Yura Suzuki. I have to say, I think this is a pretty even matchup. Of course, Chi-Chi and Zonas on the opposite teams. Not surprised there, considering they had just recently battled for the title in Evolution Pro in the finals. But yeah, I think this is a fairly even matchup. But who could I see getting the victory? Of course, Definitely a favorite of Hiroyo Matsumoto. I've met her twice. But I'm actually gonna go with Chi-Chi, Unagi Sayaka, and Ryo Mizunami to pick up the victory. But I think it could go either way. But I'm going to go with Anaki, Unagi, and Chi-Chi to pick up the win in this one. But should be a good matchup. Should be a really good matchup. Alrighty. Let's go to our next matchup. Wait a minute. I just lost my place. Oh, I got it. Never mind. Okay. Next matchup will be the first of 2 championship matches on the card. Alright, we have the Sendai Girls World Junior Championship on the line. As the champion, Aya Sakura, the high kick angel from Cosmic Angels, and she'll be defending her title once again against YUNA. I mean, this is a matchup we've seen before, so I mean, shoot. I mean, it's a matchup we've seen before. And YUNA just hasn't been able to get the best of Aya Sakura. So, I believe this will be the 3rd time that these two go one-on-one against each other. Yeah, I believe the 3rd time. Could third time be the charm for YUNA? I mean, now that I think about it, Aya Sakura, I mean, she hasn't really had much of a run with this championship. I mean, she's only had the one defense, which was against YUNA. So here we are. She's about to defend the title again against YUNA. So, not much variety there. To be honest, I'm going to have to go with Aya Sakura to retain. Because I would like to see her at least defend it a little more and against different competitors. I mean, I know Sendai Girls doesn't have a huge roster, but it would be nice to see her defend the title a little bit more. So, I think she'll retain against YUNA. I mean, she's pretty much had her number. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe 3rd time will be the charm for YUNA, and maybe she'll finally beat Aya Sakura. I don't know, but I'm gonna make the safe bet on Aya Sakura to retain. Okay, let's go with our next match. Here we go. Alrighty, we got ourselves a tag match. We have the team of Aja Kong and VENY, and they are taking on Bob Momo Banana. That's right, they're reuniting. Of course, that's made up of Yurika Oka and Mio Momono, who returned to in-ring action not that long ago. So yeah, good to see Bob Momo Banana back together. Of course, you know, they were former tag champs. But they're going up against a very strong team in VENY and Aja Kong. But I don't know. I just I'll be rooting for Bob Bob Momo Banana. I'll be rooting for them. But I'm not so sure they'll beat VENY and Aja Kong. Because that's a really strong combo. VENY and Aja Kong, that's a very strong combo. So we'll see what happens. I'll be rooting for Bob Bob Momo Banana. Because, I mean, Momono just returned not that long ago, so. But it should be good. Should be a good match. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay. Let's go to this next matchup, which is very intriguing. I'm very excited about this matchup. Check it out. Alrighty, so for this, we have a hardcore match as Hazuki, Wild Heart Hazuki from Stardom, will go up against the hardcore queen herself, Chisako. Well, one thing's for sure is you definitely got to give Chisako the advantage in this one, being that, you know, hardcore matches are a specialty for her. It'll be very interesting to see how Hazuki can adapt. Still, Dash versus Momo Watanabe is still one of my favorite hardcore matches in a Sendai Girls ring. I mean, part of me could see Hazuki pull this one off, but I gotta go with the hardcore queen, Chisako, to pick up this victory. I like I said, I feel like she has the advantage. Like, this is definitely her realm. I mean, Hazuki is a tough opponent. Like, no doubt, it's a tough opponent. But this is a hardcore rules match, and Chisako is in it. So I gotta put my money on Chisako to win with the advantage that she has. But it should be a great match. Like I said, I think it has a lot of potential, and you know, I like both of these ladies. It should be really, really good. But yeah, I'm gotta go with Chisako to win. Alrighty. And then the main event of Senjo, the new era, comes down to this. We have the Sendai Girls World Tag Team Championships on the line. As the champions, Red Energy, made up of Mika Iwata and Miyuki Takase, and they will be defending against Team 200 kg, made up of Chihiro Hashimoto and you. I mean, let's keep it a buck. You got two of the best tag teams in Sendai Girls going at it for the tag titles. A very familiar matchup. And of course we know you did announce that she is going to be retiring later this year. Also, Yu announced that her retirement match, her final opponent, will be against Chihiro Hashimoto. So that was mentioned as well. To be honest, maybe this is the time that perhaps Team 200 kg gets one last Sendai Girls tag title run. That's what I'm thinking, honestly. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That this could be that match that gives them one last Sendai Girls World Tag Team title run. So I'm gonna actually go with Team 200 kg to dethrone Red Energy and become the new Sendai Girls World Tag Team Champions. But should be an excellent match. I love both teams. Both teams are very strong. Definitely, this is worthy of the main event. So, yeah, should be an awesome, awesome main event. But I'm going to go with Team 200 kg to pick up the victory and become the new tag champs. But yeah, SENJO, the new era. Quite a strong card there. A very strong card. I love it. Okay, now gonna switch gears to World Wonder Ring Stardom, as we now know the full card of Stardom Sapporo Rendezvous 2025. Jay Uso 415, welcome to the stream. Okay. Stardom Sapporo Rendezvous 2025 will take place on Monday, July 21st at the, I'm probably going to mispronounce this, the Chattere Gato Kingdom Sapporo venue. Please forgive me if I mispronounce that. But got a very exciting card here. A couple of, just a few championship matches. Got a couple on the card. But let me go ahead and let me get the graphic up. And let's go ahead and get started with this preview. Okay, first up. All right, we're going to start from the lower right. So the lower right corner. We have a singles match. Rian of Empress Nexus Venus versus Ema Maishima. Jay Uso says, do you play WWE 2K25? Yeah, I have it. Have it on PS5. Yes, I do. This one's pretty easy to pick. Gonna have to go at Rian to pick up the win. I know Ema Maishima recently got her first victory, through referee stoppage, of course, the Rena injury. But, yeah, with this one-on-one match, I got to go with Rian to pick up the win. It's a pretty easy pick, and I think this is actually a good way to really start to build Rian up to be a little bit more of a threat. Yes, she's still a rookie. She's still going to take her L's, but after the match that she had competing for the future Stardom Championship, which she looked really good in, I think this is a good time to really start building her up more as a threat. Just, little by little. And I think this is a good way to start. So I'm going to say Rian gets the victory over Ema Maishima. Alrighty, let's continue. Alrighty, shift over to the left, lower left corner. So our first championship match of the card. We have the future of Stardom Championship on the line, as the champion, Hina of God's Eye, will defend against Sayaka Kurara of Cosmic Angels. This is tough. This is actually a really tough one, because I could see this going either way. And I know that Hina hasn't really had a whole lot of title defenses since becoming Future of Stardom champion. But for the sake of what's on this card, this is pretty much the only championship on this card that I could see change hands. If I am to be completely honest, I think it could be this one. So I think this match could definitely go either way, but I am going to take a chance, and I'm actually going to say Sayaka Kurara dethrones Hina and becomes the new Future of Stardom champion. Yep, I'm going to go with Sayaka Kurara. But, hey, I could see Hina retaining as well. I mean, it really could go either way, to be honest with you. But it should be a good match. Should be a really good match. Okay. Let's go to our next matchup, and this is a pretty important one. It's a very important one. Okay. Let's go back to the right. Let's go up one level. So, we have a singles match that will determine who will take that 5-star Grand Prix Blue Stars A spot in the tournament. It will be either Akira Kuragane from Mi Vida Loca or Yuria Hime from Stars. Or at least, I believe she's from Stars. Officially, unofficially. Take your pick. Okay, so winner of this match gets the Blue Stars A spot in the tournament. To be honest, I know both ladies have been pretty active. I know Yuria Hime recently had a shot at the New Blood Tag titles alongside Momokogo. Came up short, though. Kira Kuragane competed for the future belt. I like both ladies, but in all honesty, I am going to go with Akira Kuragane to pick up the victory and secure that spot in the Blue Stars A in this year's 5-star Grand Prix. I think Akira Kuragane will get it. But we'll see what happens. I mean, Yuria Hime's been on the up and coming. I just feel like Akira Kuragane is the stronger of the two rookies. So I'm going with Akira Kuragane to pick up the win. All right, so 3 singles matches there. Let's get into some tag matches. Like this next one. All right, let's move over one spot to the left. All right, we got a showdown between Neo Genesis and Mi Vida Loca. So, trios match. You have Neo Genesis made up of Azumi, Miyu Amasaki, and Mei Sarah. Of course, Azumi's the current strong women's champion, as well as Artist of Stardom Trios champ. You got Miyu Amasaki, Artist of Stardom Trios champ. And you have Mei Seira, the current High Speed champ. So Neo Genesis taking on Mi Vida Loca, made up of the leader, Suzuki. You have Bozilla, and you have Rina Yamashita. Oof. Oh, man. Now, don't get me wrong. I know Mi Vida Loca are taking on a trio who all have championships. Of course, everybody in Neo Genesis currently has a title, at least one title. And of course, we know that Bozilla and Azumi have a future strong women's championship match to look forward to. I am going to say Mi Vida Loca picks up the victory. So I think you gotta build Bozilla up as it gets closer to that title match. So I'm going to say Mi Vida Loca picks up the victory in this trios match. Should be a good match, though. Should be a really good match. Part of me could also see it going to a time limit draw as well. But I think Mi Vida Loca picks up the victory in this one. Should be good. All right. Let's continue with this next match, which this ought to be very interesting. Okay. Oh, 1 second. One quick second. Okay. All right. Shift up one to the right. We have ourselves a Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. Ooh, and it is quite loaded. So, you have Hazuki and Koguma, Fukuoka Double Crazy, versus the current New Blood Tag Team Champions of Empress Nexus Venus. That's Rice or Bread. That's Hanako and Waka Tsukiyama. Versus Sakura Demon from Cosmic Angels. That's Aya Sakura and Yuna Mizumori. Versus the Reiwa Tokyo Towers of God's Eye, made up of Lady C and Ami Sore. Whoo, man. Yeah, this is a very loaded Fatal 4-Way Tag match. Super loaded. I mean, the thing is, I gotta give the advantage to Fukuoka Double Crazy, for the experience and the fact that they've been 3-time Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Champs. So, gotta give the edge to Fukuoka Double Crazy, which they're currently unaffiliated. Part of me wants Reiwa Tokyo Towers to win, because I've been pretty high on Ami Sore since she returned. But I'm gonna have to play it safe in this one. I gotta give the edge to Fukuoka Double Crazy to pick up the win in this. But I think it'll be a great match. I got a feeling it's probably going to end up being one of my favorite matches of the card. I have that feeling. just with everybody that's in this match, I just have that feeling it's gonna impress me and it's gonna deliver. So excited for this match, but I'm gonna play it safe and pick Fukuoka Double Crazy to win. Okay, let's go to our next match. All right, shift over to the left. We got ourselves an 8-woman tag team match. Team number 1, we have the rookie Kikyo Furusawa teaming up with Stars made up of Momokogo and the Goddess of Stardom tag team champions, Wingori, that's Saya Ida and Hanan. And they will be taking on Hate, made up of Momo Watanabe, Konami, Ruaka, and the leader, Natsuko Tora. Now, of course, this is another build-up as Natsuko Tora and Ruaka, BMI 2000, have an upcoming shot at the Goddess of Stardom tag titles, currently held by Wingori. This is actually a pretty easy pick for me, to be honest with you. I'm gonna go with Hate to pick up the victory, because I feel like they're gonna continue to build up to that match, and I'm pretty sure Kikyo's gonna eat the pin. Maybe even Momokogo might eat the pin, but I think Kikyo will take that pin. But I'm going with Hate to pick up the win. Alrighty. And now we got 2 more title matches to look forward to. Check it out. Alright. Let's go all the way up to the top right. We have the Wonder of Stardom Championship on the line as the champion, Starlight Kid, the leader of Neo Genesis, will defend the title against Saori Anou from Cosmic Angels. Now, I know Starlight Kid made the challenge. Took a while because Saori Anou kept declining and ducking her. Now, Starlight Kid has been on a roll since winning this title, winning the Wonder of Stardom Championship. She's been on a roll. Now, it's going to be a tough match, especially for Starlight Kids. Definitely going to be a tough match. But like I said, Starlight Kid has been on a roll. She's been, as of today, she's actually been Wonder Stardom champion for 200 days. 200 days, and so far has 4 successful defenses. Over Rina, Konami, Azumi, Hanako. So she's been on a roll. Now, Saori Anou, of course, she's a former Wonder of Stardom champ. Actually, 2-time champ. Although her second reign didn't last. Did not last at all. As she immediately ended up losing to Natsupoi. So, I mean, she has an opportunity to become a 3-time Wonder of Stardom champion. But I am going to say that Starlight Kid retains the Wonder of Stardom championship. I think they got to continue to keep her going strong, especially as they get ready for the 5-star Grand Prix just coming up in another week. So I think they got to keep her strong, and yeah, So, Starlight Kid, I'm picking Starlight Kid to retain the Wonder of Stardom Championship. But, should be a great match. Should be a great match. And then, the main event of Stardom Sapporo Rendezvous 2025. Turn your attention to the upper left corner as the World of Stardom Championship will be defended in the main event as the champion, the Phoenix Queen of Hate, Sayaka Matani, will defend against the Fairy of Cosmic Angels, Natsupoi. Big opportunity for Poi. Which I believe this is her second time competing for this championship. Actually, no. No, this is her first time. Yeah, this is actually her first time competing for this title. Okay. Could we see Red Belt Poi? Could we see Red Belt Poi? I am going to say no. I think she'll put up an excellent fight. I mean, I definitely expect this to be a banger, especially with this being Natsupoi's first crack at the World of Stardom Championship. First shot at the red belt in her career. But I think Sayaka Matani will be just a little too much for Natsupoi. And I'm picking the Phoenix Queen to retain the World of Stardom Championship. Definitely looking forward to this match. And as a matter of fact, also, Sayaka Matani's been World Stardom Champion for 200 days as well. 3 successful defenses so far. So this will be defense number 4 for her. So far, it's only defended against Suzu Suzuki, Tam Nakano, and Sayaka Kurara. But yeah, gotta go with Sayaka Matani to retain. But yeah, pretty solid card. Got a couple of title matches. Got 3 title matches. We're going to find out who secures that Blue Stars A spot in the 5-star Grand Prix between Yuria Hime and Akira Kuragane. So it's looking like a really good card. And like I said, that will be Monday, July 21st in Sapporo. But yeah, should be good. Should be really good. Okay. So we got those shows out of the way. Now let's switch gears to some tournament action. So first off, gonna start with the G1 Climax 35 from New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, gonna look at some first matchups for both blocks. Okay? So, just a FYI, the opening day of the G1 Climax 35 will be this Saturday, July 19th, at the Hokkaido Prefectural Sports Center in Hokkaido, Japan. So that's where it will all start. And pretty much the whole card are block matches between Block A and Block B. So, let's go ahead and let me pull up the bracket for Block A, and let's take a look at the first matchups for opening day. All right, let's take a look. Okay. First off, just as a reminder, this is your lineup of competitors for the A block. So, once again, from the top down, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Taichi, Yuya Uemura, Bolton Oleg, Yota Tsuji, Ryohei Oiwa, Callum Newman, David Finlay, Evil, and Sonata. Okay? So, let's take a look at the opening day matchup. So, let's see. We're just going to start from the top, work our way down. So, we got Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Taichi. Oof. That's going to be a good first matchup for Tanahashi, as this is his last G1 Climax. That should be really good. But I could see that one going either way, to be honest with you. I could see that one going either way. But I'm going to say Taichi gets that win. Yeah, I'm going to say Taichi gets that win. That should be really good. Let's see, what else we got? Yuya Uemura versus Bolton Oleg. Oh, now that should be a really good one. That should be a really good first matchup between those two. Of course, Bolton Oleg's the current never openweight champion. Part of me could see that one going to a draw as well. But I'm going to say Bolton Oleg gets that one. Yeah, I think Bolton Oleg will have a strong start and get that first win. Okay, what else we have in the A block? Okay, Yota Tsuji versus Sonata. Okay. I'm going Yota Tsuji to get that. But being that Sonata is part of House of Torture, I expect shenanigans. So, might make it a little difficult. But, as I've said before, Yota Tsuji is my pick to win this whole tournament. But, yeah, I'm going to say Yota Tsuji beats Sonata, but part of me wouldn't be surprised if Sonata, using shenanigans, wins. Okay. Okay, we got Ryohei Oiwa versus David Finlay. Ooh, that's going to be a tough one for Ryohei Oiwa. That's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a really tough one. But I'm going to have to go with David Finlay. Got to go with David Finlay with that one. And then, let's see. Ooh, Callum Newman versus Evil. Oh, man. Ugh. That's a tough first matchup for Callum Newman. Oh, man. I'll be rooting for him, but I don't think he's going to beat Evil. I don't think he's going to beat Evil. Yeah, I don't see it. I really don't see it. So yeah, so let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matchups from the A block that'll happen on opening day. That's July 19th. So cool. Really, really cool. Okay. Let's switch. 1 second. Let's switch to the B block. All right. Let me put this back up. Okay, for the B block. So, let me run down the competitors again from top to bottom. Shota Umino, El Phantasmo, Yoshihashi, Shingo Takagi, Zack Sabre Jr., who was last year's winner, Great Okan, Gabe Kidd, Drilla Maloney, Ren Narita, and Konosuke Takeshita. That's your lineup for the B block. Okay, let's take a look at opening matchups. Let's see. Okay, we got Shota Umino versus El Phantasmo. Well, I'll be rooting for El Phantasmo, but something tells me Shota Umino's going to win that one. Yeah, I just got that feeling Shota Umino's going to win that one. But I'll be rooting for El Phantasmo, though. Okay, let's see. What else we got? Yoshihashi versus Shingo Takagi. Ooh, that's going to be a tough match for Yoshihashi. Oh, man, that's a tough first matchup for him. Well, one thing I will say about Yoshihashi, when you least expect it, he occasionally will pull off an upset victory. But I don't think he's going to do that over Shingo. So I'm going to say Shingo wins that matchup against Yoshihashi. Let's see. Oh, jeez. Ren Narita versus Zack Sabre Jr. Oh, man. This should easily be a win for Zack Sabre Jr., but you gotta remember, Ren Narita with House of Torture, and you know they do shenanigans, so don't be surprised if they try to throw everything they can at Zack Sabre Jr. to help Ren Narita get a victory. But I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. I think Zack Sabre Jr. wins. That would be, I'm going to tell you right now, that would be pretty insulting if Ren Narita beat Zack Sabre Jr. That, oh my God, that would be such a big insult. Especially considering Zack Sabre Jr. is the current IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. But yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. should have that. Okay. Oh, you got an interesting matchup here. Drilla Maloney versus Great Okan. This one could go either way, actually. And you got to remember, Great Okan made it to the playoffs last year. So, Great Okan is definitely a threat. Some might find that hard to believe, but he is a threat. But Drilla Maloney has been on the up and coming, especially earning his spot in this tournament, defeating current strong openweight champion Tomohiro Ishii, which that's a pretty big deal. So, don't want to sleep on Drilla Maloney, but I don't know. I could see it going either way, though. I could see it going either way. I'll be rooting for Drilla Maloney, but I think Great Okan will probably get this one. But it should be a good match. Should be a really good match. And then, oh man. And then we got Gabe Kidd War ready going up against the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita. Ooh, man. Well, and of course, Gabe Kidd is the current IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion. And Takeshita, not too long ago, coming off a Match of the Year candidate against Bandito for the ROH World Championship, which, you know, he didn't win, but he looked really strong in that match. But I think Takeshita takes this one, but it would not shock me if Gabe Kidd won. But yeah, I'm gonna say Takeshita takes this one. But yeah, so those are your first matchups, your opening matchups for the G1 Climax 35. But yeah, should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to this tournament. And like I said, starts this Saturday. So, hope everybody's ready. Cool deal. All right. Got one more tournament to talk about that just earlier today confirmed their blocks. Switching gears to Marigold with the second Dream Star Grand Prix. So, we already know our competitors are set, but they have released the blocks. They've released the blocks, and it's time to go over how the blocks look and talk about those opening day matchups. So, all right. So the two blocks, Dream League and Star League. And as far as I know, it's going to work the same way. The top finishers of each block go to the finals to battle for who wins the tournament and the opportunity to challenge for the Marigold World Championship. All right, let's get into it. Starting with the Dream League. All right, here's your bracket. All righty, so let's run down the competitors from top to bottom. You have the current Marigold World Champion and last year's winner, Utami Hayashishita. You have the current Marigold Super Flyweight Champion, Mayu Iwatani. You have Victoria Yuzuki. You have Koki Amare. You have Sari Yamaoka. You have Chiaki from Darkness Revolution. You have Ria Seto from Darkness Revolution. And representing Marvelous, Senka Akatsuki. Okay. Well, yeah. This is quite a bracket here. Quite a bracket. Let's go over these. Well, before I go over the first matchups, I will say this. Personally, who I think could make it to the finals from the Dream League, I mean, it's hard to bet against Utami and Mayu, but I'm hoping that perhaps Koki Amare or Victoria Yuzuki could be sleepers to make it to the finals out of the Dream League. But it's, like I said, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Okay. So, let's take a look at these first matchups. So, it looks like the tournament will start on August 2nd. So, tournament starts August 2nd. Now, some of the competitors, well, actually, on August 2nd, they have two shows, a day show and a night show. That's why the competitors have August 2nd twice on their schedule. So, day show and a night show. So, let's just start from the top and work our way down. Let's see. For Utami, let's see, her August 2nd matches will be against, let's see, Victoria Yuzuki. So Victoria Yuzuki and Ria Seto for Utami. So I definitely think she'll beat Ria Seto. I think she has that. Part of me can kind of see Victoria Yuzuki pull off an upset and beat Utami. But I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it'll happen. I am going to say Utami wins both of those matches. But I do think there's a chance Victoria Yuzuki could pull off the upset, or maybe go to a time limit draw with Utami. Even if she went to a time limit draw, that's big. That would be huge for Victoria Yuzuki. But we'll see. But for now, I'm going to say Utami wins both of her August 2nd matches over Ria Seto and Victoria Yuzuki. Okay. Let's see. For Mayu, oh man. So Mayu, her first matches on August 2nd will be against the rookies of Sari Yamaoka and Senka Akatsuki. Oh man. Whew. Tough matchups for Sari Yamaoka and Senka Akatsuki. I mean, I definitely don't see Senka beating Mayu. Sari Yamaoka, well, I think she'll put up a good fight. Who knows? Maybe could get to a time limit draw with Mayu, but I don't see it. I mean, Mayu starting off with, gets two rookies. Like, it's just hard to bet against Mayu when it comes to that. So, I'm going to say Mayu wins both of her matches for August 2nd. Dang. I mean, I hate to say it, she kind of gets an easy start, so to speak. So Victoria Yuzuki, we know one of the matchups is against Utami. Her second matchup, Chiaki of the Darkness Revolution faction. I could see Victoria Yuzuki beating Chiaki. Probably won't beat Utami, but I could definitely see Victoria Yuzuki beating Chiaki. So, I'm thinking she's going to go 1-1. Koki Amare. So, Koki Amare, her first two matchups are against Ria Seto and Senka Akatsuki. Okay. I think Koki will definitely go 1-1. At least 1-1. May probably beat Ria Seto. I wouldn't be mad if Senka were to beat Koki Amare. But I think Koki will at least... I mean, she's capable of starting off 2-0, but I think she will at least go 1-1. I think she'll at least go 1-1. But, rooting for Koki Amare, though, for sure. All right, Sari Yamaoka. Of course, her first two matches are against Mayu and Chiaki. So I definitely think Sari Yamaoka could definitely beat Chiaki, but I don't see her beating Mayu. So I think Sari Yamaoka goes 1-1. Okay, Chiaki. She has Victoria Yuzuki and Sari Yamaoka. Hate to say it, but I think she'll start off 0-2. Hate to say it, but I think she starts off 0-2. Ria Seto. I mean, Ria Seto's got a tough start. I mean, Utami and Koki. She could start off 0-2, but she might be able to pull off an upset and beat Koki and go 1-1. But I don't see it. I don't see it. And then Senka, like I said, Senka is going to be tough for her because her first 2 matches are Mayu Iwatani and Koki Amare. So, yeah, I got a bad feeling Senka is probably going to start 0-2. But I would love to see her pull off an upset on one of those 2 ladies. You know, and of course, Koki would probably be the best chance for her to do that, but we have to also remember, Koki Amare finished pretty well last year. She came close. So, just something to keep in mind. But, that is your dream league. That's your dream league. Alright, let's go to the Star League. Okay, Star League. Alright, let's run it from the top. Your competitors: Mai Sakurai, Miku Ano, Mirai, Chika Goto, Kizuna Tanaka, Psycho Speed Misao Matsui, Nagisa Nozaki, and Chanyota. Okay. And see, in this one, we got, well, just like in the Dream League, this Star League also has 2 members of the Darkness Revolution stable. Here, let me get some water. Okay. So, there will also be Star League matches on August 2nd, both in the day and the night shows. So let's take a look. Alrighty, starting from the top. Of course, remember, Mai Sakurai was a finalist. Was finalist last year, but you know she lost to Utami. Okay. Mai Sakurai, her first 2 matches. Ooh, this is going to be interesting because her first 2 matches, Nagisa Nozaki and a well-known tag team partner of hers, Chanyota. Oh, man. That's an interesting first 2 matches for Mai Sakurai. Of course, Mai Sakurai is the current Marigold United National Champion. I mean, I could definitely see her beating Nagisa Nozaki. And who knows? Now, her and Chanyota have fought for the belt before. Of course, she beat Chanyota. Part of me can kind of see Chanyota getting her win back and beating Mai Sakurai. Yeah, I could actually kind of see that happening. So, I'm thinking she'll at least go 1-1, but it would not surprise me if she started off 2-0. Okay, let's look at Miku Ano. Miku Ano. Okay, her first 2 matches will be against Mirai and Psycho Speed, Misao Matsui. Miku Ano, definitely, she is actually who I'm picking to make it to the finals out of the Star League. I'm not so sure Miku Ano will start off 2-0, but I think she'll at least start off 1-1. Although her versus Mirai could end in a draw. That could actually end in a draw because Mirai is also a strong one. But I do think Miku Ano does beat Psycho Speed, so I think Miku Ano will at least go 1-1 to start off. Okay, Mirai. So Mirai, her first 2 matches are against Miku Ano and Gochika. I mean, Mirai will at least go 1-1. Although she could go 2-0 if she can beat Miku Ano. I don't see her losing to Gochika, to be honest with you. So, I'm thinking at least 1-1 for Mirai, starting off. Alright, Gochika. Her first 2 matches are against Mirai and Misao Matsui. I could see Gochika potentially beating Psycho Speed, but I don't see her beating Mirai. So, Gochika will, I think, could start off 0-2, but I think she'll start off 1-1. I think she has a chance to start off 1-1. Okay, here's an interesting one. So, Kizuna Tanaka, who was in last year's tournament. Ooh. Kizuna Tanaka's first 2 matches are going to be against Nagisa Nozaki and Chan Yoda. Interesting. So pretty much, Mai Sakurai and Kizuna Tanaka will flip-flop days, but will have the same starting opponents. Kizuna Tanaka. I think there's a chance she could go 1-1. I don't see her going 2-0. But, maybe she'll beat Chan Yoda. Maybe lose to Nagisa. Or the other way around. But I don't see Kizuna starting off 2-0, though. Alright, Psycho Speed. Misao Matsui. Miku Ano and Gochika. So the only one that I think she could possibly beat is Gochika. Because I definitely do not see her beating Miku Ano. Nagisa Nozaki, who didn't do bad last year. She did not do bad last year. But her first 2 matches are against Mai Sakurai and Kizuna Tanaka. I mean, there's a chance she could go 1-1. I don't see her going 2-0. I definitely think she's the stronger of the 2 members of Darkness Revolution in this block. Okay, and Chan Yoda. So Chan Yoda, her first 2 matches, Kizuna Tanaka and Mai Sakurai. I do think Chan Yoda will at least win one of those. And like I said, part of me feels like she's going to beat Mai Sakurai, get her win back from when they fought for the title. So, that's a prediction that I have. But as far as this block, I think Miku Ano wins it. But I think Mirai has a good chance. But I am very curious to see how Chan Yoda does. Because if I remember correctly, I think this is Chan Yoda's first ever round-robin tournament. I think this is her first. So, I'm very curious to see how Chan Yoda does overall in this tournament. But I got Miku Ano winning the Star League and going to the finals. And then for the Dream League, personally, I'll be rooting for Koki Amare. But I think it's going to end up being, I hate to say it, I think it's going to end up being Mayu Iwatani. I hate to say it, but I think it's going to end up being Mayu Iwatani. But when it comes down to the record, Utami was the first to do it. First one to win a 5-star Grand Prix and a Dream Star Grand Prix. So she owns that so far. But Mayu Iwatani could end up being the second. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, looking forward to this tournament. So yeah, the 5-star Grand Prix starts in July. The Dream Star Grand Prix starts in August. So yeah, pro wrestling tournament season. Crazy, isn't it? But it's a lot to look forward to. A lot to get excited about. It's going to be great. It's going to be really great. Also, just as a reminder, I know got some other shows to look forward to. I gotta do a preview of TNA Slammiversary 2025, which I will probably will do tomorrow evening after TNA Wrestling or TNA Impact. Of course, I've already done my preview of TJPW Summer Sun Princess, which, as a reminder, that show takes place also on Monday, July 21st. So, whew. That's going to be Monday, July 21st. That's going to be a crazy day. It's going to be a crazy day. But, should be good, though. Should be really good. But, yeah. That's pretty much all that I have for this live stream. Covered quite a lot of previews, but it's a lot to get excited about. But yeah, thank y'all so much for joining and watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this live stream. And let me know your thoughts. First off, let me know your predictions for SENJO, the New Era. Let me know your predictions for that card. Let me know your predictions for Stardom, Sapporo Rendezvous 2025. Would love to get your predictions in. And once the decided competitor between Yuria Hime and Akira Kuragane is set in stone, I'll do one more 5-star Grand Prix preview and go over the opening day matchups for that tournament. So keep an eye out for that. Let me know your thoughts on the G1 Climax 35 opening matchups. And like I said, if you haven't made your predictions yet on who you think will win the whole thing, let me know. Let me know your thoughts. And then let me know what you think about the blocks for the Marigold Dreamstar Grand Prix. What do you think of those opening matchups? Like I said, August 2nd, there's 2 shows, a day show and a night show. So keep that in mind. And who do you think is going to win the Star League and the Dream League? And who do you think is going to win this year's tournament? Utami won it last year. Last year was the first one. Who do you think will win it this year? And don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, comment, all of the above. Thank y'all so much once again. Hope y'all enjoyed tonight's live stream. Now I'm about to go chill for a bit before bedtime. But for another live pro wrestling talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed day tomorrow, and I will see y'all in the next video and or live stream. God bless. Later.